Something is changing in the way the world touches you, Leo. Not in a dramatic way that makes headlines, not in a way that begs for proof, more like a quiet shift in the fabric of your days. The same rooms feel different. The same conversations land differently in your chest. You can feel the difference between being seen and being stared at, between being loved and being consumed, between being wanted and being worthy. And lately, it's as if life has started placing an invisible hand on your shoulder, guiding you away from what drains you and closer to what can actually hold you, because there's a season when the universe doesn't just bless you, it protects you. It stops letting people reach you the way they used to. It stops letting chaos have easy access to your nervous system. It stops letting someone's mood become your weather. And at first, it can feel lonely. It can feel like the world is getting quieter. But what's really happening is you're being made untouchable. Not in a cold, unreachable way, but in a sacred way. Like a flame behind glass. Still burning. Still warm. But no longer available for someone to put their hands into and call it love. If you've been feeling that strange combination of grief and relief, like you're leaving an old version of yourself behind while your heart still keeps looking over its shoulder, stay close. Subscribe to Leo Zodiac, and let this be a space where your spirit can breathe while you transform. And if you feel comfortable, give me a 2-word check-in that matches where you are right now. Something honest like quiet power, soft armor, new boundaries, or healing rage. Let it be your signal to yourself that you're here, you're listening, and you're ready. The first sign the universe is making you untouchable is that your tolerance is disappearing. Not your kindness, not your compassion, your tolerance. That old habit of explaining things away. That reflex to forgive too quickly just to keep peace. That part of you that used to say, "It's okay," when it wasn't okay, when it was slowly scraping away at your self-respect. Now, something in you stands up faster. Not loudly, not with a speech, just with a quiet internal no. You don't have the stomach for half effort anymore. You don't have the patience for people who only show up when it benefits them. You can still be warm, still be generous, still be luminous, but you're not willing to be used as someone's emotional outlet, ego mirror, or backup plan. And it's not that you've become harsh, it's that you've become honest. The second sign is that certain doors keep closing even when your mind tries to force them open. You try to reconnect, to return, to fix, to salvage, to make it work the way it worked before, and it just won't. The timing collapses. The message doesn't send. The invitation never comes. The conversation goes nowhere. The person who used to have constant access to you suddenly becomes distant, distracted, unavailable. And you might take it personally, because Leo hearts are loyal hearts. Leo hearts remember. Leo hearts can love through storms. But the universe isn't punishing you when it blocks certain pathways. It's rescuing you from repeating a lesson that would cost you more than it would teach you. Sometimes protection looks like rejection because your spirit can't explain it to your ego yet. The third sign is that your energy is becoming expensive. Not in an arrogant way, in a true way. You feel the cost of giving to the wrong places. You feel the price tag of overextending. You feel how quickly your body gets tired when you're around someone who drains you with subtle needs and silent expectations. You used to be able to carry other people's emotional weight like it was part of your identity, like it was proof of love. But now, your body says, no, not anymore. You're learning that being strong doesn't mean being available to everything. You're learning that your joy is not a community resource. Your peace is not up for debate. Your attention is not a public park. And what's wild is, when you stop giving your energy away like loose change, the right people start treating you like treasure. The fourth sign is that you're being pulled into solitude, even when you're not trying to be alone. It's not isolation, it's refinement. The universe doesn't always separate you from people because they're evil. Sometimes it separates you because you're evolving and you need quiet to hear yourself. You need space to meet the version of you that no longer performs for love. You need room to grieve the old ways you survived. You need a moment to feel the truth you kept numbing out. And in that solitude, you start noticing how many of your relationships were built around you being the bright one, the forgiving one, the one who holds it all together. You start realizing that some people only know how to love you when you're convenient, when you're shining for them, not shining for you. And Leo, I know what that feels like. I know the ache of realizing that your warmth has been mistaken for consent, that your loyalty has been mistaken for weakness, that your ability to bounce back has been mistaken for permission to keep hurting you. It's a special kind of pain because you weren't pretending. You weren't playing games. You were real. You were devoted. You were trying to build something meaningful in a world that sometimes treats sincerity like a resource to exploit. The fifth sign the universe is making you untouchable is that your boundaries are becoming automatic. You're not negotiating with yourself anymore. You're not writing internal essays about why someone's behavior is probably not that bad. You're not collecting red flags like souvenirs. When something feels off, you feel it faster. When someone disrespects you, you don't need a second round to confirm it. And the boundary doesn't always look like a confrontation. Sometimes it looks like silence. Sometimes it looks like you not replying. Sometimes it looks like you no longer explaining your absence. Sometimes it looks like you refusing to be emotionally accessible to someone who only touches you when they're lonely, bored, or guilty. This is where your untouchable era gets misunderstood. People will say you changed. They'll say you got cold. They'll say you got distant. But what they're really noticing is that they no longer have the same access to the version of you that overgave. They're mourning their privileges, not your presence. They're confused because you stopped being predictable. You stopped being the person who always comes back. You stopped being the person who always understands. And when you stop being available for the role they assigned you, some people don't know what to do with you anymore. That's not your loss. That's the universe doing inventory. Somewhere around the middle of this journey, you might feel the urge to shrink, to smooth yourself out, to become easier again, just to keep a connection alive. But the universe isn't making you untouchable to punish you. It's making you untouchable to preserve you. And if this is resonating, if it feels like someone is naming what you couldn't quite put into words, take a second and like this video, not as a casual tap, but as a small promise to yourself. I'm listening now. I'm choosing myself now. And if you want to go deeper, share one boundary you're learning to hold. Something simple and true like, I don't chase. I don't over-explain. I don't accept crumbs, or I don't abandon myself. Let that boundary become a doorway. The sixth sign is that your intuition is getting loud and it's not negotiable anymore. You used to doubt it. You used to second-guess the way you sensed things. You used to talk yourself out of your own knowing because you didn't want to seem too much, too intense, too sensitive, too aware. But now, your spirit doesn't let you ignore what you feel. You can read the energy behind the words. You can feel when someone's affection has conditions. You can sense when a promise is being used like a leash. And the more you honor your intuition, the more the universe speaks to you in patterns. Repeated numbers, repeated messages, repeated lessons, repeated reminders that your discernment is not paranoia. It's wisdom earned through experience. This is the part where you stop asking for permission to trust yourself. You stop needing outside validation to confirm what your body already knows. You stop letting people convince you that your discomfort is irrational. You realize that peace is not something you earn by tolerating the intolerable. Peace is something you protect by choosing truth. And when you finally choose truth, you become untouchable to manipulation. Because manipulation only works on people who don't trust their own perceptions. The seventh sign the universe is making you untouchable is that your life begins to rearrange itself around your worth. Not around your effort, not around your sacrifice, around your worth. Opportunities that once felt impossible start finding you. The right conversations happen at the right time. You meet people who don't require you to shrink. You feel called to new paths, new routines, new environments that match who you're becoming. And the most surprising part is that it doesn't come with the same exhaustion. It comes with alignment. It comes with a feeling of finally. Like you've been walking uphill for years, and suddenly the ground levels out. Not because you got weaker, but because you stopped carrying what wasn't yours. This is where your glow changes. It's not just charm anymore. It's presence. It's not just confidence anymore. It's self-respect. It's not just being admired, it's being protected. People who used to treat you casually start treating you carefully because your energy has consequences now. Your absence has weight. Your no has gravity. Your silence is no longer an invitation to chase you. It's a boundary you're willing to keep. And anyone who tries to touch you with disrespect, with mind games, with emotional laziness, they find that they can't reach you like they used to. But let's be real for a moment, Leo. Becoming untouchable can still hurt, because part of you loved being needed. Part of you felt proud of how much you could endure. Part of you confused loyalty with self-abandonment, because you were taught that love means staying. And when you stop staying in what hurts, the grief can rise like a tide. You can miss people who weren't good for you. You can mourn versions of relationships that only existed in your hope. You can feel guilty for choosing yourself. You can wonder if you're being too strict, too guarded, too independent. That's why this era isn't just about boundaries. It's about healing the part of you that thought boundaries meant you were unlovable. It's about retraining your nervous system to accept calm love, steady love, respectful love. It's about learning that you don't have to be chased to be chosen, and you don't have to be exhausted to deserve rest. The universe is not turning you into stone. It's turning you into something sacred, something that can't be handled carelessly. And if you've been waiting for a sign that it's okay to stop explaining yourself, this is it. If you've been waiting for permission to walk away without turning it into a debate, this is it. If you've been wondering whether your softness can survive without being exploited, this is it. Your softness was never the problem. Your openness was never the problem. The problem was letting the wrong hands reach you. So here's what I want you to hold close. Being untouchable doesn't mean you stop loving. It means you stop bleeding for love. It means you stop offering your light to people who only want it because they're afraid of their own darkness. It means you choose relationships that don't require you to prove your value through suffering. It means you become the kind of person who can say, "I care," without saying, "I'll tolerate anything." If you made it this far, stay with me. Subscribe to Leo Zodiac, because this channel is for the ones learning how to turn pain into wisdom and boundaries into blessings. And before you go, like this video if it helped you name your season, and leave me one sentence about the choice you're making now. Not a performance, not a perfect answer, just something true. I'm choosing peace. I'm choosing myself. I'm choosing the life that chooses me back. Or, I'm done betraying my intuition. Let your words be your seal. Leo, the universe is not taking your heart away. It's teaching your heart where it belongs. And the more you honor that lesson, the more you'll feel it. The world can still see you, still admire you, still be warmed by you, but it won't be able to reach you with what you've outgrown. You're not here to be handled. You're here to be honored.